Welcome to the tutorial of the Pumpout Nav app. Before I get started, I'd like to give you a little context. The Pumpout Nav app is paid for by the Clean Vessel Act program, which is administered by U.S. Fish and Wildlife. In Florida, the CVA program is housed in the Department of Environmental Protection. Since 2021, Florida DEP has contracted with Florida Sea Grant for CVA education, and Florida Sea Grant manages Florida's content within the app. My name is Vicki Gambale, and I'm the Clean Vessel Act Education Coordinator in Florida. If you do not already have the app, scan the QR code to download it, or you can search Pumpout Nav in the App Store or on Google Play. When opening the app, the device will present the Save the Waters You Love screen while the app loads. Once the map is loaded, the device will show that map with different colored pins representing disposal units. Please note the app screenshots that are shown as part of this presentation were collected in January of 2025. This is a dynamic app, and the location and color of pins representing disposal units changes often. So what you see on your phone will likely differ from the screenshots shown in this presentation. We will use the screen to the right and discuss the various menu options available to the user. The right screen is the iPhone version of the app. If you have an Android device, which is shown on the left, all the same features are available, but it's laid out slightly differently. The first 5 menu options are found at the top of the screen. They include the Search, Map or List view, Refresh Screen, Location, and Satellite. The remaining 5 menu functions are located at the bottom of the screen for iPhones. For Androids, you'll notice the disposal type is at the bottom, but the other menu options are not. If you click on the 3 vertical dots on the top right, you'll get a pop-up with the Learn, Survey, and Me functions. The first buttons we'll review are the Refresh and Location buttons. The refresh button is especially important, and we'll use it while looking at other features of the app during this tutorial. So go ahead and move from your current location using your touch screen to move the map. I moved to the Titusville and Merritt Island area. Notice when you start moving the map to a new location, the pins are no longer present. Once the map is on the area you want, refresh the screen by pushing one of the 2 refresh buttons. Initially, a screen will appear saying Getting Data. Then a screen appears saying Regions Loaded. Once the data is loaded, the map will appear with the pins noting the disposal unit locations. Now let's return to our current location. Click on the Location button and the map will return to your current location, which is indicated by the blue dot. You'll notice no disposal units are displayed. Click one of the Refresh Map buttons and the screen will load data and then appear with the disposal unit pins. Now let's see how the search function works. Remember, the search icon is found at the top left of the screen for iPhones and top right for Android. First, in your map, zoom out so you see the northeast part of Florida and use the Refresh Map button so your screen looks like the one I'm displaying here. Click that search icon. A new search dialog box will appear. Type Big River Marina and click Search in the bottom right-hand corner. A screen will appear showing a pin. If you click on that pin, you'll see it's Big River Marina and Lodge. Let's try two more examples of this search feature. Using the backspace button, delete Big River Marina. In the search bar, type Astor. Click on the pin. Notice the facility is Big River Marina and Lodge. Click on the facility name. It will pop up the details for that facility. Notice it's in the city of Astor. So the search feature works both for the boating facility name as well as the city it's located in. It does not, however, work for the other details listed on this screen, like the street address, zip code, or access hours. Use the back arrow at the top left, then the cancel button at the top right. Now, let's navigate to the Pensacola area. Click the refresh button and the pins will appear. Click on the search icon and type Astor. Notice no pins appear. Using the backspace button, delete the word Astor. Notice there are only pins in the Panhandle area. That's because that's where we were navigated to in the map view when we last refreshed the map. So if you want to search the entire state, make sure you are zoomed out and can see all the pins before using the search feature. Okay, you can now cancel out of the search feature. So now let's look at the map list function. This function toggles the screen from a map view to a list view of the disposal units. With the menu toggled to maps, look to see what your current location is as indicated by the blue circle. Click on the pin that looks closest to your current location. I'm going to click on this blue one the arrow is pointing to. That will pop up the marina name. Now let's toggle the menu to the list view. The screen on the left shows the map view we were just looking at. When we click the list view, we get the screen on the right, which shows the disposal units sorted by distance from your location. Here you can see the one we clicked on in the map is the first one that appears, and it's 4.7 miles from my current location. You can see on the list view the marina name, distance from your current location, price, and status. Now let's click on the name of one of these facilities, either from the map view or the list view. This will take us to a new screen with more details about that facility's disposal unit. I clicked on Marina Point Docks. Here I see a satellite image with the green pin showing the exact location of this pump out. I see it's 14.1 miles from my current location and it's free. The facility name is in blue, letting us know that it is an active link. If you click on it, it will bring us to that facility's webpage. Just below that is their address. Moving down, we see that this facility is a pump out station. The location is at F Dock and it's open Thursday through Monday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next, we see the status of the facility, which is color correlated to the pin color on the map. So all operational units are green, non-operational units are red. If a problem was reported, it's orange. And if we don't know the current status, we recommend you call for status and the pin color will be blue. Next, we see a phone icon. For iPhones, if you click the phone icon, a screen will appear with the Marina phone number. However, for Androids, if you click on the phone icon, it automatically calls the facility. Below the phone icon is the Log Pump Out button. This is only available if you have an account and are logged in. If you click on it, another screen appears where we can add the number of gallons pumped. Scroll through the tumbler to the gallons pumped and click Done to log your pump out. If the unit does not work, click the Report Problem button, which will bring up a new screen. For this training, let's click the Vacuum and Broken buttons. You can then write a description in the Details dialog box of what you observed and toggle on the Notify Me when the unit is marked operational. To complete the process, you would just click the Send button, but for this tutorial, click the Back button at the top left of the screen. The Unit Works button is only available if you have an account and are logged in. If you use a pump out and it worked, please click this button. This will update the date and time shown just above the phone icon. So, as a boater, you can gauge how reliable the status information is based on the last time it was updated. If it's been over a year, maybe you should call to double check that it still works. The more these functions are used by you and fellow boaters, the more reliable the status information will be for everyone. Here in Florida, CVA staff try to visit each facility listed in the app once a year, but we aren't always able to. So we appreciate your help and the use of these two status buttons. Lastly, if you have an account and are logged in, you can click the star to mark a facility as your favorite and quickly access it from your profile page, which we'll go over later in this presentation. When you click the star, you'll get a pop-up letting you know it was successfully added. Then the page will reload and the star will be yellow. The yellow color lets you know it's one of your favorites. The number in the star is the total number of app users that have marked that pump out as their favorite. Returning to our table of contents, we have discussed 4 of the 5 menu buttons at the top of the screen. The last one is the satellite function, which toggles the screen between a satellite or a map view. Just click on the satellite icon and the screen will toggle with each click. The two views are shown here, so you can compare them and select the view you prefer. We have now discussed the 5 menu options available at the top of the screen. We will now discuss the 5 menu options located at the bottom of the screen, starting with disposal types. Click where it says Pump Out Station. A new screen will appear. This screen allows us to choose a waste disposal type, including a pump out station, a dump station, a float-in restroom, and you can scroll up in that section to select mobile pump out vessel. Notice the sort by function only works in the list view. We can sort by distance, status, or price. Lastly, we can use the toggle button to show or hide no discharge zones. Looking at the center screen, we have selected pump out stations sorted by distance. The screen on the left shows the map view, and our distance is visible from the blue dot. If we select the list view, we will see the screen on the right and be able to see the actual distance from our location to the various pump out stations. Let's see how the sort by status works next. Click the Disposal Unit menu button. Select Status, then click Apply. We now see a new screen showing green operational status pump out stations. If you scroll up on the screen, you will see additional pump out stations. The red non-operational pump outs will appear next, followed by the orange problem reported pump outs, then the blue call for status pump outs. So we see the status is sorted by green operational, red non-operational, orange problem reported, and then blue call for status. Now let's sort by price and click Apply. We see the screen with the prices shown as $0. As we scroll up the screen, additional pump out units will appear. We see the price increase to $5, $10, and so on. Next, let's select dump stations rather than pump out stations. In the map view, you may need to zoom out of the state and click refresh to see the 6 dump stations in the state of Florida. One is red, showing it is non-operational. One is blue, so we need to call for status. And 4 are green, which means they are operational. If we select the list view, the screen on the right will appear sorted by price. Now let's look for a mobile pump out vessel. I'm going to sort by distance and press Apply. You can then toggle between the list view and the map view. I'm going to click on one of these to bring up the details page. As you can see, it has all the same information as the pump out station. I'd like to note that it says to call or radio in advance and that access is Wednesday. This means the City of Crystal River operates the pump out boat on Wednesdays, but you should contact them in advance of Wednesday to be put on their schedule. Now let's look at the no discharge zones. On the map, navigate down to the Florida Keys. Here you will see a shaded orange area around the entire Keys. You may need to click the refresh button to see it. If you click anywhere in that shaded area of the map, a pop-up will appear with details about the no discharge zone. If you click the information icon at the top right of that pop-up, it opens a link to a web resource with more information about the no discharge zone. Now let's talk about the Find menu option in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. The Find button basically works as a back button to the map or list view if you are in any other menu. So if we click the Learn button, we will get the screen on the right. Notice the menu button Learn is now a crimson color, letting you know it is the active menu. If we want to return to the map view, just click Find. For Android devices, click the 3 vertical dots at the top right of the screen. From the pop-up, click Learn. To return to the Find page, click the back arrow at the top left of the screen. Now let's look at the third menu option, Learn. When you're in this section, the first thing I'd recommend doing is selecting your Bowden region, which includes all states and other areas like Canadian provinces. By selecting a region here, this determines if the app should display content in the Learn section that is specific to that region. The app is managed at the state level, so if a state is a participant in the app, they may or may not choose to customize the content in this Learn section. If they choose not to, it will automatically display default content that is nationally applicable. If the state you select is not a part of the app, it will also display that default content. Now that we have that set, let's explore the Learn section a little more. There are 6 options to choose from. In this tutorial, we'll look at how to pump out, Harbor Master Corner, and regional information. So let's click the How to Pump Out. Here you'll see a video you can watch or read the 10 steps. You can then scroll up to see more information. In this case, how to use a hands-free pump out adapter. And at the very bottom, you'll see how to use Pumpout Nav. Click on the Display the Tutorial link. Here you will see a pop-up that allows you to choose a Bowden region. If you choose a region that is not a participant in the app, you'll get another pop-up letting you know they are not and what agency to reach out to if you want that state to join. To exit, press OK, then the X at the top right of the screen. You'll automatically be in the Find section. To navigate back to the Learn home screen, click the Learn button at the bottom, then the back arrow at the top left. Now let's select Harbor Master Corner. Here you'll see information about state grant funding, videos on how to maintain equipment, and if you keep scrolling, there's a video of what CVA staff do when we conduct a survey at a facility. You can go back and read this information as your time allows. For now, let's return to the main Learn screen using the back arrow or Learn button at the bottom. Now let's click the regional information. The first thing I'd like to point out is this second sentence. Notice it says the content displayed in the Learn section is for Florida. That's because we updated it here in the Learn home page. I'd like to point out that this can be different from your selected Bowdoin state, which is determined by the Me or Profile section of the app. If you scroll down this regional information page, at least in Florida, we also include state initiatives and giveaways, including what events we'll be tabling at, and the latest program updates. As you can see, the Learn section of the app has a lot of content, so please continue to explore it at your leisure. The fourth menu option is the Survey button. This function is only available for administrative staff who require access to survey the various disposal units. If you click on it, you will see a screen that looks like this. So let's go ahead and click on the fifth menu option, Me, in the bottom right. The Me menu will bring you to your unique profile page. To create an account, click that button. Then enter your email and create a password, then click Create. In the future, you will just need to log in to get to your profile page, which is the screen on the right. Here, you can add a picture of your vessel, the name of your vessel, your location or region, and add the capacity of your sewage or black water tanks. Also, from this profile page, you can see your favorite pump outs. Favorite pump outs are marked by clicking on the star on the Pump Out Details page. Your profile page also has your pump out log. Recall, you can click the gold Log Pump Out button to log your pump outs. So now that we have created an account and selected our region, let's see what our regional information page says. Click the Learn button, then select Regional Information. Recall initially my selected Bowdoin state was Idaho. After you have completed your profile page, your Bowdoin state should be the one you selected on your profile page. I selected Florida. So now my Bowdoin state shows up as Florida, and the content displayed in the Learn section remains what I had previously selected, which was also Florida. If you have any technical difficulties while navigating the Pumpout Nav app, try these 2 troubleshooting tips. Close the app and reopen it, and check for updates by going to the App Store. Search for Pumpout Nav and then look to see if the button near the app says Open or Update. If it says Open, then you know you have the latest version of the app downloaded. This concludes the tutorial of the Pumpout Nav app. I hope it has given you the confidence to use the app, log your pump outs, and report if a unit is broken or working. A very special thank you to the late David Fuller, who created this presentation. His passion, expertise, and joyful disposition are truly missed. Thank you.